Hello, I'm Alex, one of the Archer and Olive ambassadors, and today I'm going to explain how to create a different sort of tracker, a year in pixels. I'm going to use it as a weather log with space for nature notes that could be used for many things, like moods or exercise. You first need to divide up your page for the days of each month. I start at the bottom so I know how much space I have left. I've also used pencil, which is something I always do when I'm planning the layout. Months across the top. Don't know why there's an extra January, but that's why I use pencil. It's important to check how many days are in each month for your year. I mark these in pencil at the bottom before adding any other lines, so that these areas would be left blank. The idea is that you will colour code each day as a small square pixel using a key, and you'll have space for a year's worth of information. I'm using an A5 journal for this, and there's still space to the right for nature notes. Each month of the year, I'll jot down perhaps extreme of weather or certain wildlife we might have seen in the garden, seasonal changes. Using a ruler and fine liner, I join the dots vertically to make 12 columns for each month, paying attention to how many days are in each month for the bottom of the column. I then add the horizontal lines for each day of the month, making sure the ends of the month all line up according to how many days are in each month. So at this point, you should have the days of the month, your months of the year columns, and if you want to, some space as well for monthly notes. And you also need to have some room at the top for a key. Once you are happy with your layout, you can erase your pencil, and I'm going to use the Archer and Olive calligraph in indigo. I really like these because they have a finer tip for smaller details, but also a brush end for titles. So here I'm using the finer tip of the calligraph to add in all the dates and the months across the top of our 12 columns. To the right of the page, in our monthly notes section, I'm happy with the layout, so I'm just going to draw the outline of the box and then divide up each month. Now I'm going to use the broader brush side of my calligraph to initial each month, leaving plenty of space for any notes. Of course, there are plenty of different uses for this type of setup. As I mentioned, I'm going to use mine as a year in pixels for weather, temperature, and I'm going to use the monthly notes section for nature notes. So I'm just going to add the titles. Then we need to work on our key. So I initially worked out my key in pencil to make sure that it would fit and there'd be enough categories for whatever I am tracking. I'm using different coloured calligraphs for this, working my way up from cooler temperatures in blue to higher temperatures in reds. And as I'm sure you remember from school, you should always include your units. So as I'm in the UK, this is degrees Celsius. Then all that's left to do is to add a title and to choose colours for your key. My colours will be for the highest temperature reached that day, which I will use on each square. And by the end of the year, you will have a year in pixels. Thank you for watching. I hope you find it useful. I look forward to seeing you have a go, or check out the printable on the Archer and Olive blog.